Welcome to Mahipati Talks. As you know that there are a series of sessions happening evening at 5:30 and 7 o'clock with eminent personalities or experts in their field. And they're sharing their knowledge. As they keep on saying in every session that colleges stopped, school stopped, but learning never stopped and sharing of knowledge never stopped. And people are uh, kind enough to share their knowledge and make the people more skilled and also more empowered so that they'll be able to make their life more happy and more successful. And I'm glad and happy that no, I know Venu Kalan sir for a long time. I know this unique life where they're doing a lot of job and they're a great job making the society a better society. And I like the energy, the way they carry, And I'm happy to invite today's resource person who is the director of Unique Life, who has got a lot of experience. Now, it's my privilege to introduce Mr. Shadab sir, who has got more than a decade of experience of corporate. So 12 years of corporate professional experience, trained over more than 6,000 students. He's a pharmacist turned trainer, creating impact on people, helping in lives transformations. We find very few people who come from pharma industry or pharmacists to training field. We are glad that he has made his life meditation that to make it more effective and to bring change in the people. And he holds multiple training credentials. He is a life coach, soft skills trainer, memory trainer, NLP practitioner, positive psychologist, and master coach. And he is a person who brings a transformation in the person's life and in the person's journey. And I'm glad that he has brought a lot of change in more than 6,000 students where he interacted. And I know that not only the students, he has been there in all walks of life. You talk about entrepreneurs, you talk about corporate employees, you talk about trainers, psychologists, wherever all from all walks of life, he has been sharing his knowledge and making the people to transform their life. And I like his favorite quote like live and let live, grow and let others grow. Thank you very much, Shadab sir, for having accepted to deliver a session on Dr. Mahipati Srinivasrao channel. Now I invite Dr. Shadab to take the session on the importance of this NLP.
Okay, a very good evening to everyone and especially Dr. Mahipati Srinivasrao sir. Thank you so much for inviting me for this wonderful session. So just a moment, when I was having a conversation with Dr. Mahapati Srinivasrao sir, he told me one thing, that this session has been almost, it's a long journey. It's not like just a one-time session which happens for the first time or last time. It's like a continuous journey. So I really felt very glad that when he said to me that I'm going to conduct one session, like it's something like an empowerment session. It's not like just simple training, like where just people come and they just walk in, then they see what's going on and then feel, okay, fine, it's a regular kind of training and then they leave. So this is not going to be this kind of session. So this is something very, very powerful session, which I'm going to take today with all of my experiences, which I had from my training sessions and also from my coachings, as I have been trained by more than 20 to 25 trainers and coaches. And once I bring all these experiences with me, I really want to empower the people who are really watching this. So I really take this opportunity to congratulate everyone for taking your wonderful time. That's the evening time. And I would say this is going to be the most productive time for you. So now I'm going to share with you my screen so that you all can see the presentation, and then I'll just go through it. So once you can see my screen, just please let me know if you all see the screen.
Yeah, we are able to see your screen, Shadab.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. So thank you, Mahipati sir. We'll now just go ahead. So I welcome everyone for this NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming session. The theme for this today's session is Program Your Mind with NLP. Now, how many of you are committed to learn today? Please type in the chat box, because this is my style. This is my way of starting my session, because I give 100% of my commitment, and I really expect the people who are there with me to also participate 100% commitment. So just please type in the chat box, how many of you are really committed to learn today? Okay, I can see a lot of responses coming here for the people who have joined. Thank you so much. That means if I am committed to deliver something, to give you something very important, and you are committed to learn something today evening, that means you are at the right place. Yes. So as just now Mahipati sir has told about my credentials, so I need not have to go once again with this. So this was just a little introduction about me. So I will not take much of the time. But before I get into this journey of this learning, I would like to share my story so that you will understand why am I so much closer to this NLP. Let me just tell you something about my pharma career. When I was there in my company somewhere around 2014, it was the most toughest time of me in my life, where I was getting a lot of personal challenges and I was also getting a lot of professional challenges. And a time has came where I was completely bogged down and I was completely blocked. I really don't know what's going on in my life. And sometimes I used to feel like, my mind is not totally in my control. So that was the time where I felt that I need some support. Even though I was into training since 2008, where I was training the people who want to do clinical research, but still, even though being a trainer, I was not able to handle my life. And that was the time I came in interaction with this neuro linguistic programming. I was just sitting watching some of the YouTube videos, and somehow I got this term as NLP. I was completely curious to know what exactly is this new thing which has come in front of me. When I started exploring, I could see that it was exactly what I wanted for me so that I can boost up my mind power. So that is how I realized. And first, I started going with this training. I quickly went to Udemy, and there I have registered for this online certification course on NLP because I really love online trainings. So that is how I started on this journey. When I have gone through there, I have seen that it was totally something new, which I have never heard before, which I have never experienced before. It was completely new for me. When I was going deep down into the sessions, that was the time I realized that this is what exactly I need. Say, for example, if I say that I am a pharmacist, so whenever anybody has some problems, I sometimes prescribe some medicines to them. So that was the time I realized this is the medicine for me to cure myself of my mindset. So that was the first time I realized that how much of potential it has. So when I started exploring more and more people who are doing this lot of training programs, I used to take some online training courses also. Then I did some live training. Then I have done some certification programs. I have learned this NLP from almost 5 to 6 people. Now you may be wondering, sir, what is the need for learning from this from 5 to 6 people? Why? Because the thirst of learning was so much. One after another, I started going learning from so many people, and my thirst was even never ended. And I tell you, even after coming into this training program, implementing this neuro linguistic programming in my training sessions also, even if someone comes and tells me that there is an NLP program, then I will be the first person to go and register for the webinar or for the seminar. So that is how my journey started. Now, you may be wondering, why am I telling you all these things? Why? Because in NLP, there is a beautiful concept called as modeling. So when you model the successful people, exactly follow the pathway what they have followed, you walk the way they have walked on the path, and you get the same results. So that is why I'm sharing with you, because if I have got so much of benefit with NLP, then I can say that it can also help you all the people so that you can also bring some change in the life. Now, I'll go into the depth of the discussion once I start going into the topic one by one. But before that, let me ask you a question. How many of you want to become successful in life? How many of you want to become successful in life? Maybe you can just type in the chat box. How many of you want to become successful in life? Okay. So I really want you people to be very, very interactive here, because this is going to be an interactive session where it's not that I will be talking to you. I'll be asking so many beautiful questions so that you will learn. This is not going to be a motivational kind of seminar or a speaker kind of session, which someone comes and takes the session. It's not like this. This is going to be a journey where I'll be asking you some of the questions, and then you can reply to my answers. And later on at the end of the session, we'll have 5 to 10 minutes for the Q&A so that I can clarify some of your doubts. Thank you very much for giving the answer. Now, the beautiful thing here is many people say they want to become successful person, they want to achieve success in life. But if I ask them this question, are you prepared to become successful? That's the time where I will hardly get some of the answers. Because this is the most beautiful question which I like. Even when I was doing training programs before the lockdown in the schools and colleges, when I was doing my open workshops, I used to ask this question with many of my participants, and everybody used to wave their hands saying, yes, I want to become successful. But when I asked this second question, are you prepared for it? Then that was the time people, if there is a room for 100 people sitting there, I used to see at least 6 to 7 people only raising their hands. Now, that is the biggest challenge. That brings me to think about why people don't succeed in life. When everybody are saying that they want to become successful, when everybody says that they want to live a beautiful life, when everyone says that they want to live a good life. But the question that comes and that was really struggling in my mind was why people don't succeed in life. Now, when I found out some of the reasons, I could see some good reasons, and really I want to share with you all these things so that in case if you are also involved in any of these things, you can quickly remove yourself from these things so that you will not stop yourself from becoming successful. The first point what I have noticed, many of the people not getting success in their life is because of just blaming and complaining all the time. They just blame everybody. They just complain about everything. A situation comes where they start blaming themselves and they say, क्यों हम आ गए ये दुनिया में ఈ లోకంలో మనం ఎందుకు వచ్చామండి అసలు. So these are the things which are going on in the mind of the people. And not only that, the biggest challenge is sitting in the comfort zone. బస్ లైఫ్ అయితే చల్ రహీ హై, జీవితం ఉంది నడుచుకుంటూ పోతుంది. లెట్స్ బీ లైక్ దట్ ఇన్ ద కంఫర్ట్ జోన్. నాట్ ఓన్లీ దట్, there is no hard work and there is no smart work, and people don't want to take any risk. And the other thing what I felt which was really really very much bothersome was there is no one to coach, there is no one to guide, there is no one to mentor. Everyone says I want to become successful, but do you think that the people who have become successful, they have become successful just like that? No, they have got somebody who has coached them, who has mentored them, who has guided them. Because of that they could reach the success. Now, the other important thing what I have realized, there is a lack of right attitude, and there are no proper skills, and there is no knowledge. And the ultimate thing which really touched my heart was not upgrading themselves on time, just thinking that I know everything, just drinking the poison all the time. I know, mujhe pata hai, నాకు మొత్తం తెలుసండి, నాకు మొత్తం తెలుసు. So this is the biggest point which I have realized, which I'm sharing with you. Now friends, in case if you see that anywhere you are falling in this trap, get ready to come out of this trap as soon as possible. And the last thing which I have realized, which is really holding the people back, is they do not invest in their learnings in new things. And in my lockdown time, if I'll see from the month of April, like a lot of training programs have been done from Unique Life. So I did programs on memory training, soft skills, job skills, and also winning mindset and stress management. A lot of programs have been done, and many people have enrolled for all these programs, and they have got huge benefits. And when we ask for the feedback from them, they say very openly, sir, we are really very much thankful, we are really very much grateful for the Unique Life for conducting these beautiful programs. Because of these programs we have seen tremendous change in our lives. We have seen a huge change, huge transformation happening in our life. So friends, if you see that by any chance if you are stuck up somewhere in any of these please ensure that you these have access to. Now, the other painful reality which I have seen today, 9 out of 10 people are tired of painful memories, lot of anxiety, fear, stress, failures, diseases, relationship problems, financial problems, career issues, uncertainty. All of these things are going in the life of the people. For everyone, almost somebody stuck up somewhere in this. Now, if I ask you, what are you looking for in your life? Do you want success? Do you want a painless and a stress-free mind? And you want to have a disease-free body? If you want to have wonderful relationships, if you want to have a bright future, finally become a successful person, then how will you achieve all this? Do you know how can you achieve this? So that is the biggest question that comes in the mind of the people. Now, when you say that you're stuck up here, is there anyone to help you, to give you some learning so that you can learn and you can come out of these things? Or do you at least have a plan what to do? When I ask these kind of questions, I hardly get the answer from the people because no one is prepared, but everyone wants to achieve success. Now, if I ask you like this, can you get all of those things or all the success that you want in your life just by going to only school and then just going to college, then doing your job, just struggling in your life? Probably not. But you will get all this by learning to know how to use your mind. For that reason, you need to educate yourself and get what all you want in your life. Now, the bit of fact which I want to share with you is it is something like a kadwa such. Now, friends, listen to me very carefully, whatever I'm going to share with you now. We have been learning so many things since childhood using our mind. However, we have never learned how to use our mind. We have been to school for almost grade 1 to grade 10. We have been to intermediate first year, second year. We have been to graduation 3 years. We have been to post graduation 2 years, 5 years, whatever it may be. But we have learned everything, whatever is there in the universe. We have learned everything, whatever there below the soil, below the earth. We have learned all the seven oceans. We have been to every place. The only thing which we have never explored in our life is we never explored how our mind works. That is the biggest challenge. Because of that, people are really stuck up in their life. Now, we have tried to understood everything, and we have never tried to understood how our mind works. Even if we talk about the medicos, even if I talk about my pharmacy people, we read and we learn everything about how medicine works, how the body is working, how the physiology is working, how the digestive system works, how the nervous system works. Everything is working fine. But did we ever try to understand how our mind works? And that is the gap. Because of this gap, which was never filled in our life, the life has become so horrible, so miserable. Now, do you know there is a powerful science which can empower you? Using it, you can completely transform your life in any area of your life and any walk of your life. Let it be any area of your life, whether it is health. If you want to improve the relationships, you can do it. If you want to earn wealth, you can do it. If you want to socialize in a very good way, go for more and more networking, you can do it. If you want to improve your career, you can do it. If you want to have good professional and personal life, you can all do it. Now, friends, let me ask you a question. Do you want to remain the old version of yourself? Now, why I'm asking this question is, if you look at Nokia 3310, when the evolution started in the world of mobile phones, Nokia did not upgraded itself. Because of that, Nokia has gone out of the market. If you look at the ambassador car, you look at the car, the way the car is, you'll see the same now. Whereas the other cars have upgraded the different versions, and they have come with some new kind of versions every year, and you can see their evolution has gone like anything. But if you talk about the ambassador asset, it's the same thing. Now, my question to your friends, please tell me, do you want to remain the old version of yourself the way you are, or you want to upgrade yourself? Please type in the chat box. Do you want to remain the same way you are? Then you can choose it. You can stay the way you are like that. But when you say that you want to really make some change, you want to make some change in your life, you want to have a good and beautiful life, then the only one thing that you have to do is just upgrade yourself. That's it. Just upgrade yourself. The only thing that you can do is just upgrade yourself. Once you upgrade yourself, then you will see how the life will change for you. Now, if you talk about any software, for example, you have taken a mobile phone. This is my mobile phone with me. So whenever you get a mobile phone, you'll have a software installation happening in it by default. Now, if you say that I will use the same old mobile 10 years back, no, without any software and all, does it work? Definitely not. It's not going to work out. Now, when did you upgrade yourself last time? Please type in the chat box. You talk about systems, you talk about softwares, that looks very fancy, it looks very fantastic. But my question to you is, when did you upgrade yourself last time? So Nurinasa says here, I upgraded myself. Okay. I want to see some of the other people who are there. Kindly respond to my question. When did you upgrade yourself for the last time? Because if you are not upgrading ourselves, then we get completely outdated. Yes, so ఇక్కడ గురు చరణ్ గారు చెప్తున్నారు trying every day. Wonderful. I like this kind of attitude. Now, friends, just listen to me very carefully. If you are not upgrading yourself, then you cannot achieve success. Now, I asked my first question in the beginning, how many of you want to become successful? Then some of the people have typed in the chat box, yes, they want to become successful. But when you say that you are not upgrading yourself, how can you imagine even that you can become successful? Now, that becomes a very challenging point. Now, if you say that you want to upgrade yourself, then the best thing that you can do is you can upgrade yourself, you can upgrade your mind by the use of NLP, that is neuro linguistic programming. But before we get into this learning of the actual science about this NLP, there are some of the biggest questions which I want to address in front of you. And when I'm asking these questions, I want you to take the questions very close to your heart and think about your life, where your life is. People ask like this, sir, why everything bad is happening with me only? Some people say, sir, why am I only getting all the problems? Why am I not getting successful? Why nothing is working for me? So these are the common questions which come in the minds of many of the people, and they are really stuck up there itself. Now, when you ask this, why is it like this? Why lockdown has happened? Why colleges are not running? Why NEET is getting postponed? Then what is happening is you're questioning, your mind is questioning, and you get really hooked up in your life. Either you're hooked up in the past or you're hooked up in the uncertainty of the future. The moment when you ask this why question, why it happened to me like this or like that, then you're lost and you start searching for answers. And if you don't know how to search for the right answer because you have never understood the psychology, you have never understood the science, how our mind works, you will never get a right answer anytime. And I have seen a lot of people, they are stuck up in the questions for 1 year. I have seen some people, they have stuck up in the question for 5 years. I have seen some people stuck up in their life in this question for 10 years. I have seen some people stuck up in their life for 50 years. In my training program, I met some people, some elderly people also, 60 years, 65 years. They come and, sir, हमारे साथ ही ऐसा क्यों होता है, जिंदगी मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों खेलती है, जिंदगी मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों सवाल करती है, सर मन तो नहीं ला लाइफ లో ఎందుకు అవుతుంది sir, మనమే దొరికామా sir. People ask all these kind of questions. Why? Because they have never understood the psychology, they have never understood the science of mind. That is why they have stuck up in these questions. Now, once you learn the science of NLP, what happens? Your mind will be fully equipped with answering any kind of question that is raised in your mind. And what happens, I tell you the beauty. Once you learn the NLP, you will become proactive and you start asking the questions like this. You will not ask why मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हुआ, ना तो नहीं ला ఎందుకు అయింది అని మీరు ఇలా అడగరు. आप ऐसा नहीं बोलेंगे मेरे साथ क्यों हुआ. You will forget why. You will start focusing on what to do now. You will start focusing on how to do now. So you will stop regrets. You'll stop all the regrets, you'll throw all the regrets aside, and you'll start focusing on how to do and what to do. Now that is where I really got completely inspired by this science. Now, as Mahipati sir was telling about my credentials, I learned soft skills training, I have learned life skills, I have done a life coaching, I have done relationship facilitating, and I've also learned the counseling and all these concepts. But after I have learned the NLP, I have realized that all these days I was just having a body. Now I have got the soul. And I tell you one more thing, friends. After learning the NLP, my training has completely got changed. The way how I do the training programs, my approach to the participants, everything has got completely changed. That's the beauty of this science. Now let's try to understand how this has come into existence. Remember, NLP talks about neuro-linguistic programming. The founder of this science are the two gentlemen, Richard Bandler and John Grinder, in somewhere 1970s. They have done a lot of research on so many things. They have been with a lot of psychologists, they have been with a lot of psychiatrists, they have been with a lot of linguists. And in the process, they have found out why people are producing some excellent results when other people are not producing. Now, when they started working on this, they have realized one thing. If we talk about the people who are excelling in anything they do, if we talk about the people who are successful in all the walks of life, that means there is something going on in their mind which is propelling them, which is driving them forward in their life. Because of that, they are becoming successful. Now, once they have started working on this, they have realized that yes, you can model anyone's behavior, you can model the success, and if you model the success, success will give you the success. Now, what is this neuro exactly? It's how our mind thinks. We need to understand the concept. We say, sir, mind to bahut kuch sochta hai. Research says that we get 65,000 thoughts in a day which comes and goes out. Even we are not aware of many of the times of the thoughts which are coming and going out. Now, we need to understand this neuro talks about how our mind works. Linguistic talks about how we communicate, whether it's a verbal communication or non-verbal communication. And programming is all about our pattern of our behavior and emotions. So the way how we are thinking, we can change the way how we are thinking, and then we can start the right internal communication inside, and then we can program ourselves for achieving the success, whatever we want to achieve. So that is how this is the small introduction about what exactly is NLP. Now, to understand it more, it talks about how our mind works, how we think, how we feel, how we communicate, how we act, how we achieve the result. It's all about thinking, With the mind, language, it's not only the verbal communication, it's the language of internal communication which our mind is communicating to our body, and how finally we do the behavior, how our behavior is changed. Now, what's the one thing which every one of us want? No, I really feel that there is a really very high time now. This NLP has to be included in our education system. So if you talk about from our schooling to college, we see we are studying about science, social, geography, we are studying about biology, we are studying about languages, everything we are studying. The only thing we are not studying is how our mind works. This really something very much strange, very, very strange situation we are in. Now, some students used to ask me, sir, when the education system is like this, where we do not have this science, where we are trying to understand how our mind works, why can't we introduce and why can you do something? Friends, there are few things which we cannot fix up. But what you can do is, the way how I have done, I have invested a lot of money, I have learned this science, and my life has completely changed. Now you cannot again keep on blaming and complaining. This is not there in our system. We cannot do anything. Stop doing. Please stop doing all these things and start investing in your learning. Learn the science of your mind, and you'll really tell you. I really tell you one thing. You will be so amazed how beautiful the science is. That your life is completely going to be changed with this. Now, people talk about change. I remember when I was doing some training programs, people used to come and ask me, sir, how soon we can make change happen in a life? Now, this is a very beautiful question, because if you're talking about change, physically, we are not changing anybody. We are changing the mindset of the people. You know, one trainer was telling in a training program, it's something like it goes in Hindi, like, मैं रहा ताउम्र हालात बदलने को यारो, मैं रहा ताउम्र हालात बदलने को यारो, लेकिन जिस दिन से मेरी सोच बदली मेरे हालात बदल गए. It is like I have been trying a lot to change my life, but the moment I change my thoughts, the way I am thinking, my life has got completely changed. So all these things can be possible with NLP. Now we need to understand the difference that can make the distinction in the life of the people. Now, what is the difference between brain and mind? Let me ask you this question and see how our friends respond. You know, a lot of people ask me, and I have asked many people who are doing the jobs, who are into corporates, people are so confused between brain and mind. This is a brain matlab beja, mind matlab akal. You know, I get some beautiful responses like this. So let me see what you guys say. If I ask you the same question here, what is the difference between brain and mind? Are they different or are they same? I have asked this question with people, who are into big corporate schools also. They are so confused because nobody taught us how there is a difference between these two things. No, when they're different, how can we understand how they're different? Okay, let me just tell you. Brain is the physical part, physical component which is there in our head, in our skull. Mind is the functional part. So I'll just tell you an example. If you're holding a wire like this in your hand, electric wire, this electric wire is like a hardware. And the electricity which is running in this wire is like a software. You can touch, you can feel the wire, but you cannot touch the electricity. But you can touch. If you want to feel and experience electricity, the only thing that you can do is go and touch the wire, cut the wire and touch it. You will see 440 volts of power, how it comes in your body. That is what you can do in experiencing the electricity. So mind is something which you cannot experience, you can touch, you cannot feel. Now, for you to understand a little bit more, just simply remember like this, because we are into the technologically sophisticated world, easy to understand. Brain is like a hardware and mind is like a software. If you are talking about a computer, you cannot run the computer without the software. So something similar is the software for us is our mind. Now, the software for our mind is NLP. So neuro refers to the brain and the nervous system. See, the information we are catching up is through five senses. We are seeing, hearing, we are feeling, we also taste and we also smell. So our nervous system, it forms the basis for all our experiences. And the language is not about how we are talking verbally. The language here I'm talking is about, apart from verbal communication, the internal communication going on inside of you, because of which you start giving the meaning to some information which is coming from outside. And programming is all about how we organize our neurology, and then how we organize the language, and then we program our mind for getting desired behavior or good habits or good results. No, for you to understand simply, remember like this. Neuro is all about your experiences which are collected in your mind. And linguistic is all about the meaning that you give to the experiences, and that is how you respond, that is how you behave. Now, I'll give you a small example. Say, for example, Imagine you have got a beautiful gift from your brother or from your sister. The beautiful gift is a MacBook, Apple's laptop. Everyone dream about MacBook. It's a high end configuration with i9 kind of configuration, like going around 1.5 like something like this. Now when your brother or your sister says that they are giving you a gift, and when you take the gift, how do you feel at that time? Your nervous system experiences that it's an awesome feeling getting a gift of some high price of 1.5 lakhs of MacBook. And when you're taking this in your hand, you're communicating in your inside mind, wow, क्या gift दिया है मुझे भाई ने बहन ने, बहुत बहुत खुश हुआ मैं. And when the meaning goes inside, your behavior completely changes. You start showing a huge gratitude to your brother, to your sister. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful MacBook, because I really love MacBook and I wanted to have one, and you have fulfilled my dream. Now, friends, when I'm talking about a gift taking from somebody, you have a different experience, your meaning is different. Now, this was the context number one. Take as a context number two. Some of your closed friend has really given you a biggest problem in life, or somebody of your best friend has cheated you like anything. And the moment the friend cheated you, that is the experience you are getting. आज से कभी भी दोस्ती किसी से नहीं करना, ఇప్పటి నుంచి అసలు ఫ్రెండ్షిప్ అసలు ఎవరితో చేయలేదు. Why? Because somebody of your friend has cheated you and you have experienced that cheating in your life, and the meaning you are giving in your communication, आज के बाद ఇవాళ తర్వాత అసలు ఫ్రెండ్షిప్ అయితే ఎవరితో చేయొద్దు. And the moment you are seeing that friend in front of you, your behavior gets completely changed. You will not show the symptom of friendliness. You will show some symptom of irritation, some symptom of frustration, and some symptom of embarrassment. Now tell me, friends, you are the same person with the same nervous system, with the same neurology. What is happening here? One time you got a MacBook, the experience has changed. By looking at the MacBook, the meaning got changed, the behavior got changed. Second time, your friend has cheated you and you felt very bad, you felt really disgusting, and your meaning has completely changed inside your mind and your behavior got changed. Now tell me, if you learn a science which can help you to have a proper meaning even if you don't have good experience in your life, how will it be? That is how NLP has really helped me a lot in changing the experiences of my life. And by changing that structure of the experience, I could change the meaning of my internal communication, and I could change the completely thought process. No, even if I'm in a very tight situation, very tough situation where I've got 5 to 6 things falling on my head, at that point also I will not communicate क्या हो गया इतने सारे काम आ गए अभी అసలు ఏం జరుగుతుంది ఇన్ని ఇన్ని టాస్క్ ఒకేసారి నా మీద వచ్చి పడాలా. I will not communicate like this. I'll say, how wonderful, I have got 6 tasks I need to complete today. Now you may be wondering, sir, what is this magic? Friends, this is not magic. This is all about science. When you understand this science, you can start implementing it and you will see the huge difference. Now, let me just tell you quickly something about how our mind works. Now, people have done a lot of research in the psychology, and people have done a lot of research in the brain science. They came up with this conclusion. Our mind can be divided into 2 subsets. One is the conscious mind and other is the subconscious mind. Now, how to understand this more and more in detail? If you're listening to me now, you're listening to me very consciously, you're using your conscious mind. Now, when you go back home, you start recollecting some of the experiences. You'll start recollecting the example I gave you about the MacBook. You start recollecting the example I gave you about your friend cheating. And that is how you recall this memory that is coming from the subconscious mind. And conscious mind is completely involved in reasoning oriented things, problem solving, and doing some judgment, taking some decisions in life. That is the consciously you're taking all these things by applying your conscious mind. And if you talk about the subconscious mind, all of the majority of the functions which are happening in the body, they're completely taken care by the subconscious mind. If you talk about the emotions that you're having, the feelings that you're getting generated, the abilities that you're acquiring, maybe you're a bike riding or car driving, whatever it may be, the belief system you're creating in your mind and the behavior that you have got and the different kinds of habits that you have got with you, or any kind of addiction which is there in your body, in your mind, or whatever it may be, all these things are completely coming from the subconscious mind. Now, the biggest question that comes is, which is most powerful? Either it is conscious mind or the subconscious mind. So research says Subconscious mind is more powerful than the conscious mind. And do you know one strange thing? Many of the people, they are using only 5 to 10% of the conscious mind, and the 95 to 90% of subconscious mind is being used. Now, see here one concept. When nobody taught us how to use our conscious mind, when nobody taught us how to use subconscious mind, how we are living our life? And that is where we are not knowing our potential. Even though you might be listening so many motivational programs, you may be listening so many YouTube videos where everybody is coming and saying mind का बहुत power है, mind बहुत potential है, mind में बहुत कुछ है. When you are listening all these things, you don't know where from these evidences are coming, because nobody taught us, nobody told us. That is where we are really badly stuck up in life. And that is how we started conditioning our mind, and we started going with the limiting beliefs, and these limiting beliefs are running our life. And because of this reason, many students say, Sir, I can study only this much. I cannot prepare for NEET. MSET looks very challenging for me. Sir, maths is very tough for me. Sir, I cannot wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Sir, it's difficult for me to study late in the night. Sir, I cannot improve my handwriting. My dear friends, who has created all these limiting beliefs? I'm asking this question with you. It's you who has created all these limiting beliefs, and your limiting beliefs is killing your career. The limiting beliefs are killing your success, and you started blaming everybody. You started blaming the whole world, and finally when nobody came to you, you started blaming yourself. క్యూ మయ దునియా మే ఆయా, నేను ఎందుకు ఈ లోకంలో వచ్చాను, అసలు ఈ లోకంలో అసలు రావాల్సిన అవసరం ఉందా? యూ స్టార్టెడ్ క్వశ్చనింగ్ ఆల్ దీస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ నాన్ సెన్స్ క్వశ్చన్స్, because we don't know the science behind this. Now once you start knowing this, what happens is your life will start slowly getting better and better and better. Now let's try to experience our mind power. So friends, see, it's all about not just theory. I want to let you feel how we can experience the mind power. So if you all are ready now, so I'll ask you to do a small activity, so please do along with me, follow my instructions. Now before we do the activity, how many of you are ready to do the activity? Please type yes in the chat box. How many of you are ready to do this activity? Because this is the time where I will give you evidence. I will show you, I'll prove you how much of mind power you have and how much your mind is powerful. If you all are excited to do this activity, please type E in the chat box. If you all are excited, please type E in the chat box. I want you to get fully involved here. It's not something like theory. It's not something like a speech or someone is coming and telling you a motivation. No, I want you to experience how much of mind power we have, how powerful our mind is. Okay, fine. Thank you so much for for typing here in the chat box. Now, friends, get ready. Just follow the way how I do. Wherever you are sitting, just put your hands like this in front of you, and then imagine that to your right hand a balloon is tied up, and this balloon is going in air. It want to fly in air, and the right hand is going up in the air because the balloon is pulling the air up. The balloon is pulling this right hand up. It is going up and up. And now put your left hand like this. Imagine a 10 kg of weight is tied to your left hand, and your hand is trying to go down. You are trying to pull it up. Now I want you to please close your eyes. When you're doing this activity, I want you to please close your eyes. Put your hands in front of you. Now imagine to your right hand, the balloon is tied up. It's a pink color balloon. The balloon wants to fly and go away. And the balloon is pulling your right hand up, and your right hand is going up and up and up and up. Similarly, 10 kg of weight is tied to your left hand, and you are trying to hold the weight, but the hand is going down and down and down and down. Hold your hands like this. दो हाथों को वैसे ही रखिए. Please put your hands like this only. Now experience that the right hand is going up because the balloon is pulling the right hand up. The right hand is going up and up and up and up. And the left hand is going down and down and down because the weight is pulling the hand down. Now, friends, slowly open your eyes and tell me, how many of you felt that the right hand was going up, and how many of you felt that the left hand was going down? Please type in the chat box. Actually, if you would have switched on your camera, we would have done this in a very better way, because it is not like a webinar kind of thing where I cannot see you guys. So you can also, I can see you and you can also see me, because we have got limited number of people. Then you could have switched your camera on. Now, please type in the chat box. Please type in the chat box. How many of you felt that right hand was going up? Type right up. RUP. If the left hand going down, type LD. Left hand LH down. LHD. Please type in the chat box. Come on, friends. So Bhavani is saying that yes, I felt it. Guruchana also felt it. Nurunisa also felt that right hand was going up. Yes, I want everybody. Okay. Imran Bhai says right hand was up. Rohit is saying right hand up. Wonderful. Amazing. Amazing. See, this is what is the beauty of our mind. We are just working on some instructions which were giving to our mind, and some imagination was created by me saying that right hand is going up by tying the balloon and the left hand is going down because the weight is there tied to the left hand. But it did not happen in the reality. That means our mind is very powerful in imagination. And Einstein at one point of time told in his biography, imagination is more powerful than reality. Nothing is there in real. Imagination is so powerful. See, this is how our mind is so powerful. But tell me, friends, at any point of time in your life, did you learn any kind of things like this in your life? No. That's the reason we feel like we are not doing anything. We are mediocre. We are just living an average life. Nobody taught us. Nobody told us. And that is the reason in this session, I really want to completely give you a clarity about how much powerful potential we have with our in our mind, and we can use it the maximum we can. So I'm going to share with you one concept of NLP here so that you'll get some more clarity how this science can help you to take your life to the next level. So I'm going to share with you the 4 pillars of NLP. Why this NLP is so powerful, I'm going to share with you. And this is a foundation where everyone who is going through this course will get to know about the clarity, what are the pillars. The first pillar of NLP says, whatever you want to do in your life, you need to know the outcome of it. Specifically, you have to know what you want. Say, for example, everybody will say, sir, I want to become successful. Now, according to you, how much successful? According to you, what is success for you? And according to you, when do you want to become successful? And according to you, how much of abundant of success you want? There is no clarity. That means without having the outcome, you will never get success in life. That is, outcome is very, very important. If you want to get good marks, don't say, I want to get good marks. Say, how many marks? What is the grade? What is the GPA? Tell it very specifically. Now, you need to have a rapport. Rapport is the quality of relationship which you maintain with yourself and also with others. Now, this rapport is all about how much are you in sync with your mind? How much of mind is supporting you? How much of mind is helping you to take you towards the success? That is very, very important thing. And also, when you're talking with the relationship with the other people, how much of connection you are building up with the other people, how much of connection you have with your father, how much of connection you have with your mother, how much of connection you have with your friends and with your people who are working in the business or in the office. So once you develop how to get connected to the people and how to get connected to yourself, that's the second step where you're where you're moving close to your success. Now, the third pillar talks about sensor acuity. Now, this is something like when you have set your outcome and you want to go in your direction of achieving the success, you are watching, are you going close to the success or are you moving away from success? You need to be aware of what is happening around you. Many times it happened, I have seen, say for example, small children, when they are playing with a toy, they are so much immersed in this play, they don't even bother who is coming and who is going. That is how they're completely immersed. But our life is not like this. You have to be very open. You have to open your eyes and see what is going around you, what kind of games people are playing with you, what kind of talk people are talking about you, how your friends are trying to play with you, and how people are really, behind you, either to help you or to extract something from you. Now, this is what you need to find out. Similarly, you have to see what kind of thoughts you are getting, how you can go close to your goals, how you can achieve the success. So all these things you have to keep watching all the time. And behavior flexibility is the fourth pillar. That means how flexible you are. with your life, how flexible you are with different kind of scenarios, how flexible you are with your challenges which are coming in your life. Now I love this flexibility so much. The time I learned the flexibility, immediately I have completely inculcated that in my skill set, and I started working with most flexibility all the time in my personal life, professional life. Now I have seen a lot of students, I have seen a lot of people, they are so rigid, they cannot be flexible. They say मैं बोल दिया तो बोल दिया, मैं बोला तो हो गया, जो कर दी वो हो गया, నేను చెప్పిందే అయిపోవాలి, నేను చెప్పిందే లాస్ట్ ఇక. సో ఇలా ऐसा भी बोलने वाले कई लोग हैं. There are so many people, they say that, but it's not going to work out in their personal life, it's not going to work out in their professional life. Now the question is, what do you mean by the flexibility here? Flexibility is not about stretching your hands and legs. Flexibility is all about how much flexible you are at your mindset, how much of mental flexibility you have. That is what is very, very important. Now these four things, once you start going deep into that and trying to analyze where the life is, that's the time you will start focusing on whether am I going close to my success or am I going away from it. So these are the 4 points that will really help you to take your life to the next level. Now with this, friends, I would like to say that I can just conclude the session here, but before it, I want to add something here. There are a lot of people who have so many questions in their mind. And when their questions are not answered by others, they really get irritated. They really get sometimes frustrated, and they really feel like I am not the right person at this point of time in my life. Because you need to understand how the psychology works. You need to understand how our mind works. See, for example, if we talk about people, you can categorize the whole people, the complete planet Earth, the people who are existing, you can classify into 2 categories. First category is for 5% of people. Second category is for 95% of people. So this 5% of people are the people who are successful in their life, and 95% of people are unsuccessful. Now it's a huge difference. Now you may be asking me, sir, how is it possible only 5% people are successful and 95% of people are unsuccessful? Why? Because these 5% of successful people do what they need to do, what they want to do, what they have to do. And the remaining 94% of people, they don't want to do what they want to do, and they want to live a comfortable life. They want to live a life in comfort zone. And the other important thing is why only 5% of people are becoming successful is just because of 3 criteria. First thing is they put huge, enormous efforts in anything they want to do. Second thing is they will invest their time in whatever they want to do. And the third thing is they will invest the money also they want to learn anything. Now, if you look at the lockdown kind of scenario, when we started doing some training programs in the month of April, a lot of people were joining our webinars and people were asking, sir, free program करे तो अच्छा रहता ना sir, paid मतलब, even when we kept 500 rupees, people are like, sir, थोड़ा सा पैसे कम करे तो अच्छा रहता. Now, when we thought of reducing it, do you think how many people came forward? Only few. That means if you do not have this learning kind of attitude, then make sure, take it granted, success will never come to your life. Because if you don't have the learning attitude, you don't know what is new coming in the market, you don't know what are the new things that I need to know, you don't know what are the new skills that I can take, then you are there where you are. You're stuck up at the same point of life where you are. That is how the life is really becoming challenging for all of you. But now tell me, who is teaching these things nowadays? If you talk about your school, you know what is going on. If you talk about your college, you know what's going on. Everybody are nicely आराम से घर पे comfort zone में, sir मस्त है एकदम, ऑनलाइन चल रहा, ऑनलाइन में भी क्या चल रहा, I know. Then where you are putting your efforts, where you are investing your time, and where you are investing the money for you to learn. Now, when you're stuck up there itself, now tell me, when you don't know the science behind how the mind works, when you don't know how things are easily can be made possible just by applying some tools and techniques, then you are stuck up there itself. And that is how you say finally, sir, कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं चल रहा लाइफ में. सर असल ఏం లైఫ్ లో బాగలేదు సార్, असल ఏం చేయాలో తోచడం లేదు సార్, क्या करना समझ में नहीं आ रहा. अरे कभी समझने की कोशिश करे तो ना समझ में आएगा. never got the time to think about, do I really need to work on these things? Now this is a wonderful opportunity, this is a wonderful platform wherein you realize that really something is very, very essential for you to take care of your life. My dear friends, listen to me very carefully. You will get life once. You will get mobile phone 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. You will get car, bike, n number of things, whatever you want, but you'll get this life once. Now, if you don't live the life with a purpose, if you don't live the life with goals, if you don't live the life with success, then what is the use of living this unsuccessful and waste a life? Just think about it very seriously. Many people are there, they say, sir, thoda selfish rehna sir apna. Yes, be selfish, but can you contribute 1% to the society? Can you contribute 1% to somebody's life? Can you contribute 1% to make some change in life? Like if you talk about this kind of program, so Dr. Mahipati has conducted this program. He is doing these continuous programs. Do you know these are completely free programs, and it's completely voluntarily he's doing. And the people, the guest speakers like today have come. Even we are not charging anything. It's just like we want to contribute for the society. We want to give for the betterment of India. We want to make sure that the youth will get empowered and they can really get something great in their life. But that's the only one intention with which we are doing these programs. Now, the choice with you, friends. Think about it. Take these things very seriously. It's not like it's really high time now, because now we are going towards a lot of competition. Now, because of the artificial intelligence, everything is completely getting outdated. Now, human power will not be used in most of the jobs. Everything will become more and more mechanical. Now, if you don't understand your mind, if you don't understand the science of the mind behind which what you want to do in life, tell me what you will do in life. This is something very, very serious thing. It's like a burning thing right now at this point of time. How will you survive in the previously 10 people used to go, if you have 10 opening job for the job, 100 people used to go. Later on 1,000 people have started coming. Now if you have 10 openings for a job, recently 10,000 people have started applying. Now tough competition, boss. Think about yourself. How will you take your life to the next level? Now you may say, sir, aisa bol ke mat daro sir ila cheppakandi sir, భయం వస్తుంది సార్. చూడండి, నేను మిమ్మల్ని భయపెట్టడానికి ట్రై చేస్తలేను. आप लोगों को मैं डरा नहीं रहा हूं. आप लोगों को मैं रियलिटी बताऊं. As a trainer, as a coach, it is my responsibility to show the true fact what is there in the market. It's not just to make you afraid of. It's not just to make you scared of. I'm just trying to make you aware of. Because अभी जाग गए तो आपकी लाइफ अच्छी हो जाएगी. ఇప్పుడు కనుక మీరు కళ్ళు తెరిచి లోకం చూస్తే you can make your life better and better. So for this reason, we are again doing a program on neuro-linguistic programming. It will be completely 90 minutes of webinar. It will be in more and more detail. So whatever I taught you here, so you will see something more and more details about it. So it is on 23rd, that is tomorrow at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. I can also share the link here in the chat box. People who are interested, who wants to enroll, they can also go through it. And even you can also collect this registration link from Mahipati sir also, because he has kindly agreed to circulate this and share the link in his contacts also. So because the ultimate aim why are we doing all these things is to help everybody so that you can all empower yourself. So with this reason we are doing all these things, so that we are trying to contribute from our side. Now it all depends how you take up the things to the next level. So sir, I have just put on the registration link here, so you can also circulate in your people who are there here. You will learn something more and more. సో ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏదైనా నేర్చుకున్నారు కదా, అది జస్ట్ ఒక స్టార్టర్ అనుకోండి. ये तो सिर्फ ट्रेलर था. So the webinar which we are conducting tomorrow, it will have more information in more and more detail, because it's a 90 minutes. It's a more time which we are thinking of to plan for, so that you can just click on the link and then you can get registered.
Thank you
I
so
think,
much, Sharab sir.
yeah.
Thank you. It was a wonderful session. I recommend everyone to join that session tomorrow and make your life better. There's one query from YouTube. Supriya ma'am asks, according to you, what is success?
What a beautiful question. The meaning of success is different from person to person. For me, success is all about achievement. Let it be anything, let it be any area, whatever I feel I want to achieve, if I achieve it, that is success for me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. Now it's open. All the participants can unmute your microphones and video, and you can chat with. You can have a query or compliment, or if you want to add some value, also you can do that. So open now. We have got 5 more minutes.
Yeah. So, friends, if you are new to this channel,
Yeah. So your microphone is muted. You are not audible.
okay. So the reason what I was telling was, okay, there is a question. It has come here. How your teaching will help in studies? Beautiful question. See, whatever we are talking about NLP, this will really help you first to set up your mindset. Say, for example, if a student wants to study more, generally what happens, many of the students, they have the limiting belief. What is the limiting belief? मैं इतना ही पढ़ सकता हूँ, मैं इतना ही कर सकता हूँ. Now tell me, who will change their limiting belief? You cannot go to a doctor and say, एक medicine दे दो, इसका belief change करो. You cannot. That is why when you learn this science, the student will get empowerment from self. There are so many techniques which we can give, we can help so that you can program your mind by your own and you can start improving by removing the limiting beliefs, reframing the thoughts, and then getting the knowledge. Because of that, you will feel like whatever the old thoughts were there in your mind, they will get overwritten, and the old pattern of belief system can be removed, not exactly at one go, it will take some time. So slowly, once you start practicing this, then you can start learning and by giving some auto suggestion also to your mind saying that don't say something like this, I cannot study. Say like this, I can improve my studies. The moment I cannot, you say like this, your mind will take a message and the subconscious gets programmed and it will always keep you behind. It will not allow you to go for studying. Say like this, I can improve my studies. That is how you can improve your studies once you start the programming of your mind. Hope the answers this question. Okay, second question comes, what is the minimum age or class standard to understand these concepts? There is no age limit. You can make the students learn from the grade at least 5 or 6 minimum, because at least at that time they'll get some conscience, they can understand what is good for them, what is not good. And I remember when I was doing my third certification program with one of my trainer, so we had a junior batch started where people from students from 8th, 9th, 10th, they have come for learning this. So the course was somewhere around 40 to 50,000, and I don't know how their parents have agreed. I was totally wondering, sir. I tell you, I asked them, sir, this course fee is so high. When I am doing as a trainer, I felt it is more for me because I'm earning. I felt it is more, but when I have stepped myself in their shoes and have seen, I asked one boy, he was in grade 8, why are you coming for learning this NLP? Why is it needed for you? Then you know what did he say? He told me one thing, sir, I have some bad habits. I have a habit of not to study. I have a habit of mobile addiction. I cannot wake up in the morning. I don't have an interest in studies. So one of my friend told my father that if you learn this NLP, this can completely change your mindset, that can completely program, and you can do anything what you want to do. You will not get caught up by these beliefs or limiting beliefs or bad habits and all these things. Then I asked him, after a week of time, how are you feeling? After a week only, he started waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. His mindset got completely changed. And his father was completely amazed. When he was coming for taking this course for investing 50,000, he was thinking, Arey, 50,000 waste kar de raho shayad. But after 1 week, he felt so glad. He told and he met my master and he was like, sir, whatever the investment I have done for my child, I think it's much more for him. Instead of giving him a bike where I'm investing 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, it is not of any use. Because if you look at the parents, you are giving so much to your children. Whenever they say mobile होना मोबाइल ला के देते, गाड़ी होना गाड़ी ला के, अरे वो मोबाइल गाड़ी तो जिंदगी भर लेके चलते रहेंगे. पहले उनको एक अच्छा सा education system. And I'm not talking about the subjects, I'm talking about something other than subjects which can help them change their life completely, and they will not be dependent on somebody. They will know how to take charge of their life. That is how it works. Hope this answers your question. Yeah, any other questions?
Thank you, Shadab. That was a wonderful answer you gave. No, you rightly said that. No, car, vehicle, bike, you can give. No, but investing on life, making them to grow and be successful is very important.
Yeah.
That's what NLP will do. Thank you
Yes.
so much. My Paul says excellent session, sir. No, it was a
Yeah.
wonderful. No, you made it a demo also. You told them that how it happens, how you can program your mind with the NLP. Thank you so much. And I feel privileged to propose vote of thanks. Thank you, Shadab, for your energy that you carried throughout the session and with your anecdotes and also making that clear what is the difference between mind and the brain. And you also made it clear that how you can improve yourself, what are the four pillars of NLP. And I really appreciate your efforts in making the people to understand the importance of subconscious mind over the conscious mind, how many thoughts we get, 60,000 thoughts, how you get and how you can program. And happy, thank you for giving your time. I thank Unique Life Foundation, also Venu Kalyan for referring you and for making you to be our guest today. Thank you, Venu sir, and also thank you, Shadab. It was a wonderful session. I request all the participants also to attend tomorrow's program. For any details, you can contact me, and I'll be glad that if you can, because making a decision to make your life better is always important. And also, I thank everyone for your patient hearing. Of course, no, without investing on yourself, nothing grows. As you rightly said that, no, if you don't have any conscious efforts to make yourself grow, you will not be able to grow. I thank everyone. I thank Nirunisa. I thank Rohit, Bhavani, Chandrasekhar, Gurucharan, Imran, Maipal, Muhammad, Murlidhar. I thank everyone for your patient listening and for active participation through the chat box. Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you, Shadab. All the best.
Okay.
And I hope that all the participants will utilize whatever you shared, they'll implement and they'll make their life more successful.
Yeah.
And I thank
So
all the people who are there on the YouTube also. I thank Supriya ma'am. I thank Sandar Rajan. Wonderful session, sir. I thank Behra, who says that no, it's a great session. I thank Ashish. No, it's a wonderful session. I thank each and everyone who made their time, and I hope that your time was fruitful. And I also request everybody to subscribe this Dr. Maipati channel. I thank once again Shadab sir for your wonderful session. Thank you very much.
okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me on this lovely platform. And I really thank everybody who of the participants who have come here. I felt that there was a lot of energy in the room. There was no videos or audio which have come, but a lot of interactions happened in the chat box. So I really felt very glad. And if I feel that if I can at least bring transformation in the life of one person because of my session, so I would say this is something really a great thing for me. So once again, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mahipati, sir. Thank you so much. And I wish everyone a great future ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.